Did you know the famous painter Leonardo da Vinci wrote in reverse? Hi, I'm Lexia Mora and welcome to the Art Studio. On today's show, we will be starting an art project as we talk about art therapy. Then we'll discuss the steps that you need to follow in order to complete this art activity. And finally, we will be showing you our finalized artwork and why art can be so therapeutic. So stay tuned for all this and more on this episode of the Art Studio. Art can be a happy place for many people. Here to share with us her expertise on art therapy and to do a project with us is art teacher Liz Bell. Thanks for joining us and welcome to the show.
Thank you, Lexi.
Okay, so we're going to start now.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little about what art therapy is?
Art therapy, well, there's really kind of two different ways to approach art therapy.
Mm-hmm.
You like art as therapy, kind of where you just create to kind of give yourself some calm down, peaceful time where you kind of just do it on your own, and it just ends up being a very therapeutic process.
Okay.
And then there is the art therapy that you would be with like a certified art therapist to kind of walk you through and guide you with more of like conversation and discussion.
Okay.
So there's, kind of those two different ways to kind of like approach art therapy. So,
how does it work?
Well, the kind where you just are doing it as like a therapeutic process, it just works to kind of calm your brain, especially like if you're worried about something or you've been thinking about something. It's just a very calming and more peaceful thing to just to start to create something. And I always feel like the main thing to remember for artist therapy especially is to think that it's not the end product that counts. It's like the whole process and not just the end product. Like, so you won't be concerned, because I know a lot of people think like, oh, well, I'm not artistic, I can't do this, I can't, but that's not really the case. Like for the activity that we'll do today, anybody could do with any level of whatever your artistic ability is. So we'll kind of start out with a scribble drawing.
Okay.
So you can get whatever color you want to start with.
Okay.
And you'll kind of take some deep breaths and try to clear your mind, and then you'll just kind of create like a scribble on your paper. You can do it blind, or you could look at it and see. But so you'll start with kind of like a big scribble, and you can use any type of paper, any materials. I really like pastels. I like the oil pastels and chalk. I just especially like for blending and then layering colors and mixing and everything.
Okay. So you don't have to be like skillful in art to be doing art therapy?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
In any skill level, any walk in life, adult, child, anybody, I feel like benefits from art therapy.
Is art therapy like for more of one age group, or is it like used in more of like children?
Any age group, any age group. like I said, I feel like maybe especially if you're younger, you might want to start out, it would be a good idea to start out with somebody kind of leading you through an activity, just because I feel like sometimes young children might feel like they don't know where to start or how to get started without a prompt,
right,
or whatever.
Okay.
But after you do your scribble, you can turn your paper any direction, and you'll just kind of look for an object, or it could be like one large picture, it could be words or letters that you see in it. Yeah. So you'll just look for whatever you see in your scribble, and then just kind of elaborate on that, just kind of add to it and everything. So
okay. And what is art therapy like usually used for? Like, is it for trauma kids, or is it just for kids that like need help with behavioral issues? If there's like some type of mental health problems going on, I would definitely say that, yeah, you would need to be with somebody that can guide you through this and help you kind of talk out things to figure out what's going on inside your mind, because sometimes it's hard to really get to the root of things, or even the process of how you go about finding out the root of things. So when did you like first learn about art therapy? Like, what introduced you to it?
Let's see, I feel like back when I was in school, I really enjoyed doing art. It was something that I just really loved. So I was always very interested in art, and I remember being little and like my parents would just like tape big sheets of paper to the refrigerator and let me just sit in front of it and draw. So I knew I really always wanted to do something with art. And then my art teacher, when I was in high school, mentioned art therapy to me, and I had never heard of it before. So just kind of doing some research on that, and it was like, I was really interested in it. So I kind of went with it from there. So I was thankful I had somebody introduce it to me, to let me know about it.
Right, like, did you hear, well, not hear, but did you want to go to school for art therapy like your whole senior year, or was it like a decision that you made at the end?
I kind of knew going into my senior year, because I was in the 11th grade the year when I first kind of found out about art therapy. So I started my senior year knowing that's what I wanted to do, and then just kind of trying to find, a place or where I could go that I'd be able to get a degree for art therapy. So
I've heard of it, like, because I've been in a bunch of like art shows and clubs and stuff since elementary. So I've heard of it, but I didn't know too much about it. So I didn't know that you could actually go to school for that.
Oh, yes. And I think before it kind of got popular, you would have to do like just a kind of a double major and combine psychology with like studio art. But I think the more open people get to it, then it kind of is just more easily accepted. Like, I remember when I moved back here to this area and was like trying to get art therapy started. That's what I wanted to do. And this was like 2000, like early 2000. And so people were like, oh, we don't have a need for that here. That's not really, and I felt like, oh my gosh, like people just don't realize. But it kind of, somehow it sparked enough attention with one person who kind of kept, leading to ask more questions, and then finally get it started. So in the area, so I'm able to actually, what I do is travel around to different schools, and I do art therapy with different special ed classes in the district. So
we're going to take a break now. That's all we have for this segment. When we return, we'll continue with our discussion and our project, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Art Studio with Liz. Thanks for staying with us as we continue our project. Guiding us in discussing the importance of art as therapy is art teacher Liz Bell. Thanks for joining us and welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Lexi.
Okay, so I was wondering how many years you need to do for art therapy, and did you have to take any psychology classes, or was it just like mainly about art?
So you need to have you would go 4 years for like a bachelor's degree, and it is a lot of psychology as well. So you're going to take half of your main courses are going to be psychology classes, and the other half are going to be more for studio arts.
Okay.
To just kind of, I guess, get you familiar with learning different materials and how everything works, but then also the psychology of it is a big important part. And then if you were to become a counselor, to have a practice to where that's what you would do, you would definitely need to get a master's and get a license, a counseling license, to be able to practice leading others.
Are there any different types of art therapy, or is it just more so based on one type?
Well, there is art therapy which would be more with visual arts, like that you're creating. There is music therapy, so that's another form of it. And even play therapy is kind of inching in there to become like a little form of art therapy as well. So there's all different kinds of ways, techniques, or ways you can approach it. So
what's your favorite experience that you've had doing art therapy?
My most favorite experience is actually with the Scribble project, and I was doing art therapy with a group of ladies, older ladies, and this happened to be right after the 9/11 attacks. And so I remember one lady, when she started to show, what she did or saw in her scribble, it was like she had a chair, and then it was like a snake coming up on the chair. And so as we all kind of discussed about, different things, or she started talking about things that was on her mind, she said that she felt like the attacks really, she had not been able to kind of stop thinking about them, and how she just felt like, in America we were so unprepared. She was like, it almost was like, a snake just snuck up on us, sly. And I was like, oh. And I just felt like that whole revelation of her feeling that way, and what came out in her artwork was just, it was really amazing. And to just kind of see the connection between what you're thinking and things going on, and kind of what you create comes out of that, that you might not even realize sometimes what you're thinking about or what's bothering you, and kind of through art it just comes out.
So a lot of art therapy can be subconscious, things coming out.
Yes, it's stuff that's in your subconscious that you don't even know. And so and that's why I feel like the discussion part is always a very important part of it too, just to kind of help you piece things together and kind of make a connection with it all.
You said you traveled. Can you tell me some of the places that you traveled to do art therapy with people?
Oh yeah, I am in a few elementary schools. I go to the high school. I'm currently not at any middle schools. And then I also go to the Adult Disability Center, their day workshop that they have, for once a week, and kind of do art therapy with them. And it's so really neat to see that, because sometimes people think that, like I said the last time, that people think, oh, I don't have much talent, I'm not very artistic. But to just, when you start to create something and then talking about it, it kind of gives you more of a sense of pride, like, hey, yeah, look, I have created something.
Yeah.
And something to kind of be proud of. So.
Okay. And do you think that, like, you said that it became popular? Was it not popular because people were skeptical about it, or was it just like not a common thing?
I feel like that there was probably a lot of skepticism with it, with art. I feel like, years ago, I feel like it used to be people were either like, on either side of the thing. They're like, art is very important, for your growth, for your development. But then it was like there was also the exact opposite, that people thought art was not important at all. It will not help you, later on in life or anything.
Yeah.
So I feel like, it just kind of more so now people see the value in art and creating, which leads to a lot of problem solving, just for your own sanity too.
Do you work more with like older people, or is it just like what do you think you like age groups?
I really enjoy, especially working with the group of adults that I have. I feel like they really just are able to kind of get into it way more. But I also do like the children that I work with, they seem to really love it and enjoy it too. But I enjoy doing it with anybody just when they start to show their excitement in it. So that's what I like the best.
Okay. Thank you for discussing this topic with me. We're going to take a break.
Okay.
That's all the time we have for this segment. When we return, we'll finish up our project, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Art Studio with Liz. We are in our final steps of art therapy, where we'll be showing you our finished project. Here to continue guiding us is art teacher Liz Bell. Thanks for sticking around. Okay, I was saying how, I don't know, like, I feel like my art is all over the place. Do you have people that feel like they're not really doing anything when they're with you, and like they come to a revelation at the end?
I feel like, sometimes it just depends. Like, I feel like, for us, we're just kind of having a conversation, while also creating. And so it just kind of seems more of a, like, just something to kind of do, like, you can mindlessly kind of continue creating. Or, then there's times that where you really do put a whole lot of thought and focus and attention into it, and everything. So, but I feel like either way, it's very neat to see kind of what comes out of it.
Yeah. Are there like things that you can do at home to do your own like session?
Oh, yes. I feel like for anybody that, would want to just kind of have a little bit of time every day where they create something and just try to be really mindful, you could just have a sketchbook, and you could create like, a mandala every day. Like you would have you could have a sketchbook, you could have like circles already pre-drawn on each of your pages, and then every day, you can just kind of
like add on to it.
Add on and spend however much time you want to. If you've only got 5 or 10 minutes one day, just to kind of create something and get it out, or even if you have, up to like 45 minutes, something to create. But oh yeah, it's definitely easy for anybody to do any type of art therapy on their own or as therapy, to do it on their own with any type of materials you have. You can create art with absolutely anything, absolutely anything.
Can you tell me, like, what do you think, like, what's your opinion on people turning to art therapy, like, after having something traumatic? Do you think, like, it feels like a last option to them, or do they?
I think, like, for somebody who's gone through some type of trauma in their life, I think for any type of therapy, you have to really be, I feel like, ready to kind of face it in order to move on. And so once I feel like you get to the point where you're ready just to be honest with yourself and face it and move on, I think, yeah, you would definitely, be ready to benefit from it. So.
What do you think art therapy is commonly used for now? Like, is it just for fun, or do people really, like, use it to help themselves?
I think now, especially, like, there's so many things out there, like the adult coloring books you see that's got all these, like, intricate line designs. Sometimes people just, their mind gets so just bogged down with things, and you just need to kind of let it go for a moment and just relax. Like creating some type of art for some people would do the same thing that like a massage would do for others.
Yeah.
So just a way to kind of help yourself cool down, calm down. I think that's kind of the majority of it now.
From the little things that I'm doing now, it really does feel like it's helping, like, because, as being a senior, it's a lot of things going on, so I feel like it's a good thing to, free your mind for like a little while.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to kind of get all the other stuff out of it that you're worried about and just take a breather.
Yeah. Do you feel like art therapy is better than just regular counseling, talking therapy, or?
I definitely do, because I also feel like it's more of like an icebreaker, an icebreaker too. So, sometimes it's so intimidating to just sit with somebody and start to talk about your feelings or even where to begin. But whereas, if you just some simple art materials or supplies, I feel like it makes it easier to get started.
Yeah, I feel like you can engage more since it's art instead of just talking, like you said. Is there like a certain feeling you're supposed to have after the session is done, or?
Well, hopefully, I would definitely feel like I would hope anybody would have afterwards a more positive feeling than they did going into it beforehand. So, but there is no like right or wrong way to feel. Obviously, people who have been through some kind of trauma, when they kind of start to address that and bring that out, it's going to be very raw for them. But there is no right or wrong way to feel. This is about each person in their own journey.
Is art therapy like in sessions, like is more than one, or is it just like a one-time thing?
Well,
when it comes to like a therapist with you,
I would definitely feel like it would be something with continuous sessions to kind of work through, especially like if you're with a therapist or counselor, to just kind of keep learning how to work through things until you kind of learn how to guide yourself and navigate yourself to kind of work what's going on with you. But also, like, if it's just, you know, somebody that needs a quick stress reliever, then, you know, a one-time thing would be beneficial for that.
Yeah. What form of education do you need to be an art therapist?
Well, you would definitely need a bachelor's degree, so you do have to end up going to college for that, and then get a counseling license if you did decide to have your own practice with people.
I want to thank you for being on my show and discussing art therapy with me.
Well, you're very welcome, Lexi. I enjoy it, so I like talking about it.
Yeah, I did too. That's all the time we have for today. If you have any comments or suggestions, contact us at the address on the screen or email us at learn.tv@lcsd.k12.sc.us. You can see our content on YouTube. Just search Learn TV Lancaster. I want to once again thank our guest, Liz Bell, for joining me on the show. I'm Lexia Mora. Thanks for watching The Art Studio.
Thank you for watching Learn TV.
Learn TV.
Learn TV.
Learn TV. We are the
Lancaster County School District Television Channel.
Television channel.
Television channel.
television channel. You can watch us on Comporium Channel 114,
Comporium Channel 114,
and 114,
Channel 114, or on our Vimeo
channel at vimeo.com/LearnTV.
Learn TV.
Vimeo.com/LearnTV.
Vimeo.com/LearnTV. My name is Maya.
Jocelyn.
My name is Peyton.
My name is Dace.
Michael.
My name is Elena.
Charity, and I'm 11th grader at Lancaster High School.
Fletcher, and I am a junior at Andrew Jackson High School.
And I am your 10th grader at Lancaster High School.
I'm a senior at Lancaster High School.
11th grade at Lancaster High School.
At Lancaster High School.
Check out our new content.
Check out our content this year, and thank you for watching.
And thank you for watching. And thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
And thank you for watching.